Hola, ¿cómo están? What is going on, everyone? DarkScheme here. Hope you're all having a good week so far. And today, I'll be talking to you guys about the Halo 5 X Games Aspen Day 1. And this is a recap, so if you guys don't want to be spoiled on the matches and the series scores, then I would suggest going to go watch it on the twitch.tv/Halo Archives, where you can watch pretty much all the series that went down today, all the matches. But let's get right into it because the matches were pretty interesting, and for the most part, it was kind of expected, but at the same time, interesting to see how every single team is playing on LAN and in the LAN environment. And for the most part, it is, like I said, straightforward. So the first match of the day was Allegiance versus Epsilon, and for those that don't know, Epsilon is a team from the UK, and the series was pretty straightforward. And I'm going to be saying that a lot. The series was a 3-0 sweep by Allegiance, seeing as they are the #1 seed in the US, but not without Epsilon making a great run at Allegiance in Game 3, which was Stronghold on Empire, and that match was a very close one, but unfortunately, Epsilon could not close the game out, and Allegiance ended up clutching that game up and taking the 3-0. The second match of the day was CLG versus Penta Sports, and like I said, another blowout match. Penta Sports is a German team from the EU, so they are not familiar with the US's style of playing, and at the same time, they play a little bit different. So again, a 3-0 series in favor of CLG. And it didn't really get interesting until the third match of the day, which was Team Liquid versus Renegades. And for those that don't know, previously, Renegades was a little bit different, and they were also known as Leftovers. And before Team Liquid was at their current roster, they made a few changes, which one of was dropping Ninja from their roster, and Renegades, formerly known as Leftovers, ended up picking up Ninja. So this was one of the first rival matches. Game 1 was CTF on Truth. Renegades came out swinging, put up a dominant performance in a 3-0 victory for Game 1. They went up in the series 1-0. Game 2 was Slayer on Eden. Renegades started out strong, but the game did slow down and Team Liquid started to climb their way back. But the clock was against them in this match, and the match ended 50-41 in the final seconds of the match, with RNG, also known as Renegades, going up 2-0 in the series. Game 3 was Strongholds on Empire, and again, Renegades, I think they're one of the fastest playing squads in Halo 5 at the moment. And again, they came out swinging this match. They outslayed Team Liquid. Ace made a few good plays for his team, but not enough to carry his whole squad to victory. And they ended up losing the series 0-3. And the series did end in a 3-0 sweep by Renegades. So it was surprising, but at the same time, a little bit later, we found out that Liquid wasn't exactly well practiced or as practiced as other teams. And of course, knowing that this is a LAN environment in which all the players are sitting next to each other and the connection is a little bit different, a little bit better for everybody. Overall, there is no lag. So some players seem to play a lot better on LAN, and others kind of have a problem transitioning from online to a LAN environment. Although it is a little bit easier since Halo 5 is on dedicated servers, so who knows how that'll happen. Maybe it was a lack of practice, maybe it was a change in environment. Overall though, 3-0 sweep from Renegades. I think a lot of Renegades fans are happy with this, especially because, like I said earlier, this was a rival match. And the fourth and final match of the day was Evil Geniuses versus Dream Team. Both of these teams coming out from the US. And for those that don't really know about Dream Team, they have a pretty good roster, pretty well-practiced team. And they did make a few team changes before this final roster of Prototype, Ares, Tire Iron, and Jesse. So who knows how different they will play out in a LAN environment. I think that is one of the biggest emphasis is how each team will perform on LAN, because for those that don't know, X Games is actually the first Halo 5 LAN event. So having a difference in connection is a big deal, and I think it's safe to say that this is one of the most nerve-wracking tournaments for Halo 5 as they are competing in X Games. They want to win X Games gold medals, and overall, they just need to come out strong. So, as these were the first few matches of the day, maybe they will play a little bit different tomorrow. So getting right into the matches, Evil Genius versus Dream Team. Game 1 was Strongholds on the rig, and EG started off the series strong, took the Strongholds game very convincingly, again, dominating fashion, 100-14 score, and they took the series up 1-0 against Dream Team. Moving on to Game 2 was Slayer on Plaza, and Dream Team ended up having a strong start, but they were unable to keep map control, although they were able to steal a few overshield power-ups, but not enough for them to finish out the match. So the score was close, but EG ended up finishing it off 50-41. And Evil Geniuses taking the series lead to 2-0. Game 3 was CTF on Truth, and this one I thought was going to be a little bit closer than it was, and I guess that is a spoiler alert as well. EG kept it all together and continued their dominant performance on the stage, and they took the CTF Truth game 3-1, and again another 3-0 sweep. So seeing it as it is day 1, these 3-0 sweeps are kind of crazy. It shows you how some teams may be a little bit flustered, maybe they are feeling the pressure of being on stage, and at the same time some other teams are taking these series 3-0. So some teams are well practiced. You can kind of see which teams have LAN practice and LAN experience under their belts to be able to keep composure and play at their best level. So there are a lot of different factors coming into the mix as far as how teams are performing. So maybe day 2 will be a little bit better, especially with these teams having to go over and review their games and seeing what they could do differently. And overall, hopefully day 2 will be a little bit different. Maybe, hopefully, there will be more than just 3 games. And there will be some more rival matches, seeing as Evil Geniuses has yet to face CLG. As we all know, I think that was the biggest change in the Halo scene, was Lethal's departure from Evil Geniuses to CLG. So we will see how that all goes. But that is pretty much the recap for day 1 of X Games Aspen. Pretty straightforward, like I said earlier. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying the X Games, and if you guys have not been watching Halo at the X Games, you guys can tune in tomorrow at, I believe it is 12:30 p.m. Mountain Time. You can check that out over at twitch.tv/Halo to watch some action. And there was a ton of viewers today, really exciting times for Halo. And overall, I was just really happy with how they put up the entire production at the X Games for day 1. So day 2 will be just that much better. But I'll leave you guys with that. And I'll leave you guys with a question too. Overall, what do you guys think of Halo at the X Games? I think that is one of the major questions that I always have. And how do you feel about the first day of Halo 5 being at the X Games? Let me know in the comment section. I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about that. And as always, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys next time.